and welcome to my Mamshed. And yes, that's not a misinterpretation. Mamshed is this lovely workshop that my dear old mum bought me out of my inheritance before, so she could enjoy before she popped her clogs. Before I have the pleasure of opening up this wonderful machine, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my experience with buying machines. And as my very good friend Ian knows, I won't buy a machine until I fall in love with it. So it's really got to be right. Buying a machine is like buying new clothes. Where you go along, you would like to have a feel of it, you like to have a try of it, and to see if it's really for you. And when you see what you want, you'll know it's the right thing. I also like to research a lot of machines. In this case it was impossible because there was only one review on YouTube, and that was in German. So I wasn't very happy about that, I can tell you. So I didn't actually have the benefit of a review on this machine, but I still had the gut feeling it was the machine that I wanted, because I had decided the size, I had decided I wanted a variable speed control, and also the fact that it was a solid machine, cast iron, and I am a Record fan. I would like to point out at this juncture that I'm not sponsored in any way by Record, and in fact, if they are thinking about it, it's too late because I've already bought all my machines. So I'm now going to unbox this machine and we'll go through it quietly and we'll see exactly what we're going to have in the box. And it's a genuine opening because I haven't even taken the straps off yet. Okay, so we'll make a start. This is the description of the machine. It's a DML320 cast iron electronic machine, as I've just pointed out, with a variable speed. It's 57 kilograms, and I can tell you I haven't carried it up the steps to my workshop with my mate. It felt twice that weight, I can assure you. Right, we're going to put it on the floor, ready for the unveiling. So I shall take my trusty scissors, cut the straps, Stanley knife with a brand new blade, I've been waiting for this for a long time, and the biggest wait was from last night to this morning. So here we are with a trusty manual, which is always a welcome because a lot of machines these days will have manuals online, and it's all well and good to have manuals online when my online is down in my house and I'm up here in my workshop. So nice manual there. Right, tools. Now that's interesting because when I bought this machine I was looking for a mandrel for removing the chuck from the headstock, and that's got it in there, so I'm quite pleased with that. Now I don't know all the terminology because this is my first lathe, so I shall point these things. I know that's a tool rest, okay, that's an 8-inch tool rest which comes with it. And we have some other bits and pieces. I know that this is a live end, and I'll open all these up now in a moment. This is a live end that works on the tailstock. A couple of Allen keys. This is a tool holder which goes onto the back of the machine, you know, for spanners and everything. And here we have another. This holds wood into the headstock. Okay. Polystyrene. Now we throw it over the neighbour's garden. I'm sure I'll be seeing it coming back. And there we are. We have the lathe. Now this is the headstock and the tailstock's already fitted, which makes it very heavy. So we're going to have a look at this now before I actually get it out of the box, so I know it'll be a bit of a lift. But we'll see if we can take the at least take the tailstock off. with this. Right, before we dispense with the cartons over my neighbour's garden, sorry cow, a few more bits. Good weight to these bits, that's what I like about Record. Everything you buy from Record is a good quality steel. I know that from a fact. More bits in there. Goodbye. Cardboard box. Keep it for 5 minutes just in case I want to send the machine back, but 5 minutes will be plenty. Right. This is heavy, as you can see. Now before I go any further, I'd like you to see my new lathe bench that I made specifically for this lathe. So hopefully it's going to fit. But if it don't fit, you'll see it on camera. This is based on a module unit. Because I got a relatively small workshop, I got this on casters. The casters are locked. Just open there. And this pulls out to be used in the workshop at any point that I want to do it. So any future videos I do with working, I'd probably pull this out in the middle of the workshop and I'd be able to demonstrate how the machine performs at that point. But in the meantime, it'll sit in here, lock the wheels down, and it's lovely and solid. And I've got my drawers here for all my bits and pieces, all the bits and pieces I bought yesterday that my mate helped me buy. Not with his wallet, mind, but with my wallet, which was very nice. Now then, we shall now do the unveiling. Last piece, Carl. Right, now there we are. When I say you fall in love with a machine, I can't understand how anybody could not love this machine. It is absolutely superb. Cast iron bed, nice and neat. And when I turn it around to show you now, you'll see the variable control. But I'd like to see if we can take the headstock. There we are, we've just lifted this lathe onto the lathe stand. My mate Ian is laying on the floor at the moment, but we shan't bother him. It's quite heavy, but doesn't it absolutely look superb? I'm really pleased with it. It comes all assembled, so you haven't got to worry too much about putting the whole thing together, which I thought we'd have to do. So I will, I'm pretty sure we can plug it in now and just have a listen to it. So we'll do that. Right, that's the plug-in, and we switch on, and that's it, like a little sewing machine. Really nice. Here we have the variable control, and there are 3 pulleys on here to give you a range from, I think the lowest is 400 up to about 3,500. But the variable control is so important, and it's there, as you can see on the dial there, that it gives you a nice clear indication what the speed is going to be like. Also, we have forward and reverse, which I am
polishing.
Ooh, for polishing. All right. Okay. Well, I am advised that that is for polishing bowls. Not that they're going to be making any bowls, but we've always said that, and we may well do it. But that's the reverse switch there. So everything is fine. This is the tailstock. This is the headstock, and this has got a funny name. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, that's the machine. Right. Okay. We're very fortunate to have a nice manual with this lathe, but as far as the lathe assembly is concerned, you don't really need the manual. It's a bit of a man thing, I suppose, that we like to put things together before we read the manual, and then have a few screws left over that we don't know where goes. So anyway, the manual is handy to tell us what is the name of each of the bits and pieces. So I'll use that to name the different parts, so you know exactly what we're talking about. So we'll identify these, and we'll know then what we're talking about. So the first thing is this little bit on the end here, which is number 7, and that's the hand wheel. Very interesting. So we take the hand wheel now, and we're going to put it on the end of the tailstock, which is here. There's a flat on the tailstock, and there's just one thing. Take my little light off here. And then we line this up with the flat, and we have the Allen key, which will take it down onto there, making sure that it goes right into there. Right, so that operates the tailstock. Okay. Right, next we have the live end, which goes onto the actual piece of wood, or whatever you're going to turn, and that just pops into there. Now it says in the manual to give this a little tap with your mallet, but with that little sharp end you make lots of holes in your mallet. So if we don't want to do that, get a trusty piece of wood and go, and that's it. That's all you need to do. It's in there nice and tight. Okay. Next we have the tool support, which is quite straightforward. You just drop it into here, which I understand is called the mule. So we put that on there, this drops in there. This in actual fact will adjust to wherever you want to by pressing the button and turning it in position. So get it into a position that it'll just tighten up with just a small turn like that, and then make sure that this doesn't come into contact with that then. And then you can move this back and forth depending on the piece of wood that we're actually turning. Right, technical bits. This goes on, let me move this over a little bit. This goes onto the headstock. This is for carrying the plates. Well, that fits into there. I see there's an Allen key on there to lock it. We use the spanners that are supplied. They're both different sizes just to make things complicated. And then just give that a little tweak. There's no need to over tighten these things at all. They're very well manufactured. And then we'll tighten up the little grub screw. Okay, that's for fixing the plate for doing bolt turning. Right, the next one we have is into the headstock. Again, little tap. Okay, and that's in there nice and tight. This now is the wheel, the back wheel on the headstock, and this has got two flat ends. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing at the moment, but there is, these have to line up. Looks like it's got to be pretty precise because there's 2 grub screws here. That's got to go into a little receiver. But it's very straightforward in all fairness, and I haven't done this before, so If it's alright for me, it's alright for anybody. So that's those two grip screws at the back. Getting there, no problem at all. Right, now we're going to fit the tool holder on the back, and this is where it's handy to have my portable modular plane stand, which I can pull out here, and if you just hang on a minute, we'll reposition the camera to show you where it's going to go. Now this is going to fit on the back of here like that, and I'm going to attempt to do this upside down. Don't tighten the first one. Lost the screw then, that's normal of course. Life wouldn't be straightforward without losing a couple of things. Let me put that in there. Nice and tighten. There we are, lovely jubbly. And things like Allen keys. And spanners. They will fit. There we are. All done. Put it back in position. A little bit of good driving. Girls might have a problem with this because, you know, we like when they reverse in. So I've got to make sure I get a good job of this. Back in there. Put the brakes on. And there we are. This I made a big fuss about, as I told you. It's very important because to get this out would be really difficult. But you just slide this in the end and you just give it a tap and out it comes. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that's nice and easy. So she's still looking beautiful. Now this comes with quite a bit of oil on it, and it tells you that, it tells you that you should only clean this off with white spirit. Personally, I like the oil, so I won't be cleaning it off with white spirit. I'll be just wiping it over with a rag to take the excess off, and then the oil will stay on there and keep it all nice and clean and tidy, keep the rust out. Okay, I'm sure there's a little place in my tool rack for my little dopper. Lovely, that's gone in there. Okay, just a little note on extraction. Now, extraction on a lathe is a little bit difficult because of the rate of the sawdust that comes off it. But it's not so much the saw chip-ins that do any damage to your lungs, it's the dust. And I picked up a very good tip on YouTube with regards to dealing with the dust. So I've got a fan here, that's its normal position. But if I position the fan there when I'm using the lathe, then this fan, is on? Yes. This fan then will blow the dust away, and it actually works because the guy dropped a load of dust like that. It'll blow the dust away. So the problem with you getting a successful extraction is because the extraction would have to go on the back. You can't go on the front because it's very difficult to turn with extraction on the front. But if it's on the back, then all the stuff is coming forward, so they get all these chip-ins all up all over. So that will blow the dust away, and all you're going to get, for want of a better expression, is clean chippings. So that's a little tip for that. So that just about sums it up. This is a complete assembly of my Record Power DML320. I'm still very happy with it. I'm going to have a little practice now with some wood turning and some pen making, and I'm sure that in future videos I'll be able to give you a review on how this actually performs. And at the end of the day, it might be very pretty, you might love me, and I might love it, but if you don't perform properly, it'll be a divorce. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.